This meeting of the City Council will come to order. We've already shown due respect to the flag, so, oh, actually, we need to do a roll call first before we do anything. Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Here.
Counsel DeFlorio. Counsel Hanlon.
Here.
Counsel Mangan.
Here.
Counsel McKinney.
Here.
Counsel Politano. Counsel Sachetta.
Here.
Counsel Sani.
Here.
Counsel Capone.
Here. 8
members present. Mr. President.
8 members present. You do have a quorum, whereas we have shown due respect to the flag. We can waive the Pledge of Allegiance. The chair, before we go forward, Counsel DeFlorio had to leave. She had a death in the family. And I think we have communications with Counsel Marchese and Councilor Simonelli that they're unable to be here due to health concerns. They're on the mend, so we'd like to see that. And Councilor Sachetta, I believe it is your birthday this evening. So happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Chair will entertain a motion to open public participation. Councilor Mangan?
Thank you, Mr. President. Before we do that, though, I know we just mentioned 8 people. I only see 7 in the chambers.
I made a counter wrong. 1, 2, 3.
It is 7.
No, I know, I
5,
just
No,
corrected
we'll
it.
correct that for our records. Thank you, Councilor.
Motion open to public participation.
So moved second, open to public participation. I don't believe anyone had signed in on that, but, oh, do we have someone?
We
Council
have,
You're
Mangan.
right, it is 7.
2 people, Mr. President. The
Okay.
first is Mary Ann Patarelli.
Can I see that, Councilor, just so I can? Councilor, would you mind bringing that up just so I could see the names? Yeah, no, the sign-in.
Okay, sit down and talk
No,
to
that,
the mic.
thanks. Thank you very much. If you would, please state your name for the record. Under our council rules, you have 2 minutes to say
Okay.
whatever you would like. Please direct all of your comments to, thank you, to the chair, and we try to keep it clean. We're not going to.
No, no problem.
Okay, very good. So please state your name for the record.
My name is Mary Ann Patarelli, 17 Timothy Ave, Everett, and my concern is about residential parking. I live in Glendale Square, Ward 4, and it's an ongoing battle with the commercial vehicles. We have La Sultana, which is around the corner, parking 365 days a year. I'll give you an example. They've parked their car in front of my house. It's an SUV, refrigerated, quite extensive, and I've had my curb extended when they did our street over because we lost a lot of parking on the other side. They widened people's driveways, so basically we've lost 3 spaces on the street. They will park on a Tuesday, not move it again until Thursday when it's street sweeping, then move it on the other side of the street. Then Friday, park it in front of my house. Moved for 2 hours today, back in front of my house again. It won't move again until maybe Thursday or Friday, just so that they can go out. Now, I thought residential parking, when they set it up many years ago, because I came to the first meeting, meant you live there. A business is going and getting the parking sticker under the business address. There's not a kitchen, there's not a bathroom, there's not a bedroom. Resident to me means that you live there. I wouldn't have a problem if they parked in the alleyway behind the building or maybe made another provision to park in Walgreens or something. But when I'm getting 2 and 3 commercial vehicles parking on our street with 10 houses that are 3 families, it's ridiculous. And then winter's coming, and they can park and take one of the spaces on the other side. So people are really fighting for space. Now, I'm doing construction in my house, went and got a permit last week, and I'm expecting Home Depot to deliver stuff tomorrow. I guess I'm gonna have to walk around the corner and ask them to move their vehicle. As usual, if you have to have something delivered. I don't think that that's fair. We've owned the house 54 years on the street. My mom's one of the oldest people on the street. John knows us. It's an ongoing battle. To me, resident means resident, not commercial. And originally, it was set up that a commercial vehicle had to be in a driveway, not taking up residents' parking.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Council Mangan, was there another name on that list?
Excuse me, Mr. President. Rich Gilbert, Liberty Street.
Thank you, Councilor. Mr. Gilbert, how are you? If you would, please, for the
Okay, how are
record,
you?
just state your name.
Okay, Rich Gilbert, 51 Liberty Street. I had a long walk here. My comment tonight is about this island up here at Church in Webster. Back in July, they started a temporary reconstruction, whatever you want to call it, of traffic. And in August, I went around the neighborhood, Liberty Church, Warren, and got a petition of 55 signatures and turned it into Sergeant Hanlon at the police department. And everyone that I got to sign this petition said, what or why did they change this pattern? I said, I don't know. I've been here for 29 years, and it's been the same way. And I even grew up at 66 Liberty Street. And this pattern right now, if you take the right, if you're coming on to Webster, if you stop at the stop sign, just see how much of a view you have of people coming from Linden Street, which is 0. You take that, somebody comes around the corner and they say hi to you in so many words. And everybody also said, why didn't they just leave it alone? Sometimes good is good, but this is not a good thing. It's our only way to get out of Liberty Street, to get wherever we gotta go. I know other streets are one way, but we can't go here. This is our only way to get out. And right now, there is a design to cut that corner. If you look at it sometime, when you're taking the left on the Webster, that corner of the island, they want to cut. I don't want to cut the island. I like the flowers. I want to see them extended, if there's possibility, out to Linden Street and make that more of a turn, if you get my drift.
Very good.
And that's all I got to say.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there no one else on the list? Anybody else in the audience wish to speak on public participation? Seeing none? Is there a second? Second. Moved and second to close public participation. All in favor? All opposed? You have so closed. Chair would entertain a motion to suspend the rules and take items 8 and 9 collectively. Is there a second? Second. It's been moved and second to suspend the rules, take items 8 and 9 collectively. Clerk will read items 8 and 9.
Item number 8 is a report from a public hearing on an order to adopt the residential exemption with a favorable recommendation.
Moved and second, favorable action. Clerk will call the roll on item number 8.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
Counselor Mangan.
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon.
Yes.
Counselor Napolitano.
Yes.
Counselor Sachetta.
Yes.
Counselor Sani. Yes. Counselor Capone.
Yes.
8 yeas, 0 nays, Mr.
8
President.
yeas, 0 nays. You have adopted the residential exemption. Clerk will, I think you did read item 9, correct?
Nope.
No. You could read item number 9, please?
Number 9 is an order granting, what, no? No. Item number 9 is a special meeting public hearing on an order to adopt the minimum residential factor with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Moved and second, favorable action on this piece. Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sachetta.
Yes.
Counsel Sani. Yes. Counsel Capone.
Yes.
8 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
8 yeas, 0 nays. You've adopted the minimum residential factor. There are a couple of folks that signed in on item number 7. Chair would entertain a motion to suspend the rules, take item 7. There a second? Second. Moved and second, suspend the rules, take item number 7. All in favor? All opposed? You've so moved. Clerk will read item number 7.
Item number 7 is a petition sponsored by Counsel Fred Capone as president, a petition permitting Little Caesars 983 Broadway to project an awning over the public way.
Counselor?
Mr. Chairman, through you to our clerk, Mr. Matarazzo, is all the papers in order?
All paperwork is in order,
Gone through the building department?
gone through the building department. What they are doing is recovering what's there now and then adding some smaller ones on doorways and extending it a bit. So the frame, most of the frame is up from the previous. They're extending the frame and then there are a couple of small doorways on the side, they're gonna put them over that as well, smaller ones over those as well. It's a freestanding building.
Mr. Chair, no further questions, I'll move favorable action.
Second.
Moved and second favorable action on item number 7. Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes,
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sani.
Yes.
Counsel Capone.
Yes.
7 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
7 yeas, 0 nays, you've granted the petition. And the only other individuals on the sign-in sheet is Chief Mazie for item number 12. Chair would entertain a motion to suspend the rules, take item number 12. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, suspend the rules, take item number 12. Clerk will read item number 12.
Item number 12, resolution sponsored by Counsel Peter A. Napolitano. The Everett Police Department consider equipping the officers with body cameras with a recommendation that the matter be referred to the mayor for further discussions and that opinions be provided by the Solicitor, Police Superior Union, Police Patrolmen's Union on the utilization of body cameras.
Counsel Napolitano.
Thank you. Was out, I do apologize for having to leave early. I was talking to the chief in the back about some of this. And we're just looking for more information from the city solicitor, and I already spoke with her also regarding Methuen and a few other communities that are using the body cam. So at this time, what I'd like to do is I'd like to hold this over for another, till our next meeting, and that way they will get that additional information.
Second motion.
It's mo- Counsel Hanlon.
motion.
Yes.
Is the chief here to put any information into this?
Yes, the chief is, but it's, would it be duplication of effort, or would you like to have the chief up? We're laying, you're looking to lay it on the table,
I have no
so.
questions for the chief because we already spoken. The
Sure.
information I'm mostly waiting for is from other communities that have done this.
Okay.
Okay? And again, the main concern is to get a dialogue of this going, not necessarily whether it's the best time for us or not, just to be
Sure.
able to get the process and get some discussion.
Okay, thank you, Counselor. It's the pleasure of the body. The chief is here, as a courtesy, we thank him for being here, but where it's getting late on the table, it's really up to you if you want to have him up or wait and just do it then.
We'll table it.
Okay. It's been moved and second to lay on the table to our next meeting. All in favor? All opposed? You've so moved on item 12. Counsel Mangan.
Thank you. If we could take items, they're all about, from the procurement office to dispose of certain products that we have here in the city. So I'd like to make a motion to take items 1, 2, 5, and 6 collectively.
Is there a second?
Just have the clerk read them.
Is there a second? Second. It's been moved and second to suspend the rules and take items 1, 2, 5, and 6 collectively. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You've so moved. We'll have the clerk read items 1, 2, 5, and 6.
Thank you. Item number 1 is communication, is an order sponsored by Counsel Fred Capone as president, an order granting permission to Chief Procurement Officer to accept and dispose of various vehicles. Item number 2 is an order sponsored by Counsel Fred Capone as president, an order granting permission to the Chief Procurement Officer to accept and dispose of surplus school department property. Item number 5 is an order sponsored by Counsel Fred Capone as president, an order granting permission to the Chief Procurement Officer to accept and dispose of various books from the school department. And item number 6, an order sponsored by Counsel Fred Capone as president, an order granting permission to the Chief Procurement Officer to accept and dispose of various TV truck equipment from the Everett School Department.
Favorable
Counsel
action.
Mangan. Okay. Counsel Hanlon.
Mr. Chairman, on the motion, could we have our procurement officer, Mr. Luongo, up? Is he here?
That's the pleasure. Good evening, Mr. Longo. If you could, please just introduce yourself for the record.
Chad Luongo, Procurement Officer.
Thank you. Counsel Hanlon?
Mr. Chairman, through you to our procurement officer. I'm looking at all these things, they all seem to be referred to you to put up for public auction.
Yep.
Have we investigated anywhere at all in the city where someone may be able to use these things? I'm not talking about the motorized equipment, but I'm talking about, maybe, and maybe not even the computers, but desks and file cabinets and so forth from the school department, maybe some books going to some other place or something. Has anybody looked into that?
I believe Mr. Obremski said that they tried to get rid of the school books, but they're outdated, so we
Okay.
couldn't get rid of them. And the furniture and everything I can put on Municipid and sell it, and people bid on it for auction.
People have bid on them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Last year I did television stands and we sold them. There was like 100 television stands. We sold them for like $100.
Okay.
They
How
used
does-
it for scrap
How
metal.
does that information get out that people can bid on it?
It's a municipal, everybody can bid on the items we put on Municipid. Anyone can look on it and put a bid in.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Any other questions? Seeing none, excuse customary thanks. Thank you very much. On the piece, we have items 1, 2, 5, and 6. Chair will entertain a motion to vote favorably collectively, and the clerk will record everything accordingly. Is there a motion to that extent? Is there a second? It's been moved and second to have one vote for items 1, 2, 5, 6, and the clerk will record them individually. Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinney.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sani. Yes. Counsel Capone.
Yes.
7 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
7 yeas, 0 nays. You have granted the orders on numbers 1, 2, 5, and 6. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 3.
Item number 3 is an order accepting donations to the Human Services Emergency Services Program, $25 from Benjamin Saya and $20 from John
Is that the right
McGrath.
one? What number did you say?
Item number 3.
3.
Oh, 3.
It's 200, I think. 200 for John McGrath.
Oh, sorry, 200 from John McGrath.
Favorable action, a letter of thanks be sent.
It's been moved and second to move favorably with a letter of thanks being sent to the individual donors. Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon. Yes. Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sani. Yes. Counsel Capone.
Yes.
7 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
7 yeas, 0 nays. You have adopted the order and accepted the donations. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 4.
Item number 4 is an order sponsored by Counsel Fred Capone as president, an order transferring $200,000 from assessors overlay surplus to assessors professional services.
If I may, before we vote on this, I just want to ask clerk for clarification. Where this looks like it's within the department, is this permissible to vote because we only have 7 members present? Or is this something we have to leave
Yes, I
over?
believe it's in kind of an appropriation, so I think that would include a transfer from a different department to
So-
the assessors. But this is within the department, so a majority vote is fine.
On this particular piece?
Yes.
Okay. With the piece? Okay. Second? Is there a second on that? It's been moved and second favorable action, item number 4. Counsel Hanlon. If that's the pleasure. Is there a second on amending it as such? Is there a second? Okay. Moved and second for favorable action, requesting at some point when the work is done, an itemized invoice of it. Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon. Yes. Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinney.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sani. Yes. Counsel Capone.
Yes.
7 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
7 yeas, 0 nays. You have adopted the order. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 10.
Item number 10 is the committee report on a resolution sponsored by Council Michael K. Marchese, on a resolution requesting information on the future of and improvements to Everett Square, to a recommendation to refer the subject matter back to sponsor.
Make a motion to accept the committee report first.
Okay. Is there a second? It's been moved and second to accept the committee report. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You have accepted the report. We have a motion on the floor. Moved and second to refer back to sponsor. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You've so referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 11.
Item number 11 is an order sponsored by Council Fred Capone as president. Committee on Ways and Means, report on an order transferring the amount of $450,000 from the following funds to each of the following capital improvement planned accounts: police to parking enforcement vehicles, police to $120,000, police to smart meters, $75,000, cemetery to design services, $200,000, DPW to ADA accessibility citywide, $50,000. The committee voted to report back to the city council a recommendation for favorable action by amending and reducing the design services line from $200,000 to $180,000, thus reducing the total order to $425,000.
Before we entertain any motions, likewise, I'd like to ask our city clerk for some direction on this one.
Yeah,
Given the fact that we only have 7 folks and the 2/3 isn't there.
my only question would be, and perhaps the solicitor or auditor or somebody that could answer it, was the taking the money from the police to parking enforcement vehicles. I don't know if that's interdepartment.
Is our solicitor in the audience? If I would appreciate, the chair would, yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Madam Solicitor, thank you for being here. If you could, just for the record, state your name.
Good evening. Colleen Mejia, City Solicitor.
Thank you, Madam Solicitor. And the question being, we've got 7 members present here, and we need a 2/3 vote when it's appropriation. Would you read number 11 as something that would require a 2/3 vote, or is that interdepartment, and thereby a majority vote would be sufficient?
I think, so the parking enforcement is under the police budget, so that's same department. Same with the meters, because it's parking. I don't know what the cemetery to design services is. I have no idea what that is.
Okay.
And the DPW and the ADA, that's within the same department. I'm just unclear. I don't know what, if that's under the that's probably under the DPW too, the design services in the cemetery. So it's probably all under the DPW budget.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions of our city solicitor?
No, well, they're within the same, so the police is transferring money from one of their items to another one of their line items. Same with the DPW.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What?
Oh,
Do we do
sorry,
the
Councilman.
last one too? DPW to ADA?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
all, the DPW apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Favorable action?
Seeing none, thank you very much, Madam Solicitor. Matters before you, Council. There's a motion for favorable action.
On the item, there was a recommended amendment
Oh, yes.
from the committee,
Okay.
and that was to reduce the cemetery and design services from 200,000 to 180,000.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to accept the committee report
Second
and
about-
amend it as
So
forwarded.
moved.
Is there a second? Moved and second to amend the piece as recommended by the committee. All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Piece is before you with favorable action.
Favorable action
Is
as
there a
amended,
second?
Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Favorable action, second
amended.
for favorable action as amended. Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel Hammond.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinney.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes,
Counsel Sani. Counsel Capone.
Yes.
7 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
7 yeas, 0 nays. You have voted favorably on the order. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 13.
Item number 13 is an order sponsored by Counsel Fred Capone as president. Order to appropriate $2,200,000 for paying costs of park improvements.
On this particular piece, councilors, I do believe we need 2/3 present, so the chair would entertain a motion to refer this to our next meeting. It's been moved and seconded for item 13 to our next meeting. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 14.
Item number 14, resolution sponsored by Counsel Peter Napolitano. Be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Everett respectfully requests that His Honor the Mayor provide the Committee on Government Operation, Public Safety, and Service with a list of all permanent administrative appointees and boards and commission members in positions that require legislative approval, their appointment dates, expiration dates, and date of qualification.
Council Napolitano.
thank you. Just so my colleagues understand where we're coming from on this, being involved in the Charter Commission that was appointed earlier this year, a lot of information's come out about the essential part to that appointees are appointed to be in compliance with both state and law and the charter. So we've identified a few situations where that may or may not be the case, and we just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So I'm requesting this information. I'd like to refer it to the mayor's office and also to the city clerk's office for information back at our first meeting in December, if that's not too short a notice. So that way that we can make sure that if anybody needs to either be reappointed, that we get this all taken care of and have everybody up to date.
Second motion.
The only question I have for you, councilors, the piece in front of us says to refer it to the committee. Do you want to amend that?
Yes, because actually my original resolution did not include that. I was looking for information from the city clerk's office.
I'll second the amendment, thing to amend that.
I'm sorry, Counselor, I was looking at the calendar. I think our first meeting in December is the 14th. It's one of those little tricky ones. But if you would please restate the amendment, I apologize.
Yes. Just the, let's see.
Just strike out the phrase, "The Committee on Government Operations, Public Safety, and Service,"
Okay.
with.
So you're looking to have it referred to our next meeting?
That's correct.
Okay, great. It's been moved in second to amend the piece so that the information comes back to the city council at our next council meeting, and to refer this matter to the mayor and to the city clerk's office for the information requested therein. Is that correct, Counselor?
That's correct. On the motion, the reason being is that the amount of time we have left in this session to send it to committee
Right.
cuts down the amount of time that
Yeah.
gives both departments to be able to provide us that information. I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking to get some information, so when we start our next session next year, we can get those issues resolved.
Absolutely. And there's a second on the motion as amended? Moved and second on this piece, favorable action, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read the final item of business number 15. Before he does so, I just want to, well, actually, we'll read number 15 first.
Resolution sponsored by Council Richard Delasola and Council Michael Mangan. Be it resolved, the Everett City Council respectfully requests that his honor the mayor inform the city council via written communication as to whether or not any much-needed renovations are planned for the locker rooms at Everett Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Okay, who's getting the jump ball first? Counselor Delasola.
Okay, I've been down there quite a bit. I'm sure we all have on Everett Stadium. Stadium is beautiful. We put money into it this year for lighting, for safety behind the bleachers. But not many people get to see the inside of the locker room and the facilities we have there. We've been doing a lot of Band-Aid work, patch-up work for years there. I know there was at one time a plan on putting a new gym and a locker room and a facility in the hill of Everett Stadium. It hasn't happened. If people have seen the locker room, it's pretty beat up and run down, and no blame to anybody who's been maintaining that. It's just, it's getting old. I like to look into replacing it. I'm not saying renovate the whole building, but the locker rooms, we had an issue there about a month ago. We had a game in Somerville, while everybody was in Somerville enjoying the game. It was broken into, and they got into the locker room and they stole a lot of the players' personal stuff. We have no cameras set up in there. I don't know how good security is in the building itself. So I like to look into doing a good renovation in the building itself and see how much it will cost. The outside's fine, the inside's just very aged. I like to look into that, the cost, what it would be.
Second motion.
Would you like to add anything to that, Councilman?
He said it
Okay. So would, you want to refer this matter to the mayor's office?
Yes, correct.
Is there a second on that?
Second.
On the peace discussion, Council McKinnon? Okay, so when the response requests a breakdown of expenses, do you think next meeting would be sufficient time? It's about 3 weeks, I think, somewhere in that ballpark.
I would go,
Yeah, I think that's probably enough. If they need more time, they could always
that'd be
ask
good.
for it. So the motion before us, if I have it correctly, is to refer this item to the mayor's office, requesting a breakdown of expenses associated with any proposed improvements.
yes, because that is a city building, not the school department.
Sure.
So it'll be under the mayor's
Okay.
watch.
It's been moved and seconded to refer to the mayor's office. All in favor? All opposed? You have so moved. Before we adjourn, on behalf of the city council, to all of the members here and to everyone in the city, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Chair will entertain a motion to
So
adjourn.
move, Mr. President.
It's
Thank
moved
you.
and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You have so adjourned.